guys, it's Kevin with the New Warehouse podcast here at ProMat 2025, and I am now in the Zebra booth, and we're going to check out the Zebra Robotics solution here, and Matt Wicks is going to join me. He's going to tell us a little bit about it. So Matt, tell us a little bit, I guess first, how's the show going?
It's been amazing. We've had so much interest in our solution. It has just been crazy.
Definitely. So before we get a look at this solution, tell us a little bit about it. Tell us some of the value proposition and kind of maybe a little bit about the feedback too.
So at a very, very high level, what our solution does is order fulfillment. Yeah. So you buy something online and a lot of companies, 3PLs, will go and fulfill that order. And so what our solution does is basically augments that site with mobile robotics, and our wearable devices to increase the overall efficiency of that operation. Basically, our solution is full turnkey. So we have our mid-level software, we'll talk to the WMS, we'll receive those orders. We look across an entire order pool to understand what's the right orders to be placed for those that picking operation. And then we'll send our picker and our carts now out to those pick locations, and then the pickers will pick those orders. Extremely efficient.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, addressing that fulfillment aspect and, looking at it and being able to streamline that and create those efficiencies to be able to do this, I think is a big win for a lot of customers, right? And potentially, I think, you're looking at expanding that potential customer for automation too in terms of the market size, right?
Yeah. So one of the things we have seen is mobile robotics have been out for a while in the space, and there's a shift from them being a novelty to saying, hey, we really need to understand how these are returning that investment that we're putting into the solution. And we've seen this trend, and we're really leaning into this because we know we need to have a very quick return on investment for our customers. And so it's not just one thing about our solution, but it's the entire solution that allows us to be a much more cost-effective solution than other providers out there. Right. It's from being able to decouple the bots at the induction and the pack-out area so you don't have bots just standing around doing nothing, to our team intelligence where we can efficiently plan tours for the pickers so they're not wasting time trying to figure out where they're going to go or try to find the next bot to go pick to. Into our robot too. Our robot is got a longer battery life, so it's less robots on chargers. So it translates into an overall lower cost to provide one of these systems and get a faster ROI. And it also opens up the market too. There's a lot of players out there that want to be able to use mobile robotics, but they haven't been able to do that because the cost to entry is just too high and they just don't get that return. So by being able to lower the overall barriers to be able to provide a solution like this, we're opening up a bigger market.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you hit on a key point there, which is, you don't want these robots kind of idle, right? Waiting around, just like our employees, right? We don't want our employees just standing around, leaning on boxes, right, or anything like that, and we don't want our robots to do that either. So I think the underlying, right, that you guys are really driving for value is that utilization, right? Higher utilization of the robots, which then translates into that lower potential cost, right, and lower amount of robots that you need. So tell us a little bit about the goal there and why pushing that utilization is such an important thing.
Yeah, so I come from the industry where we do articulated arm robotics. I have done that for many, many years. And it was all about just keeping that asset in use, in production. If it's not in production, you're not getting a return on that investment. So again, that's exactly how we've designed this solution. We saw that there's inefficiencies in other modes of operation. So we can load the carts out without having the robot to just wait there. We can unload the carts without having to have robots wait there. And those robots will go right back out into the field and get to the business of picking product.
Yeah, absolutely. So no more waiting for the employees, no more waiting for the robots, right? So let's stop the audience from waiting and let's see how this actually works. Right?
Yes, awesome. Yeah, so what we'll walk through is basically those three primary processes that we go through. There's the induction process. And then induction process basically is when we receive orders from our customer's WMS, we'll look across that order pool and say, hey, these are the right orders for a particular tour that we send a picker on. And so that tour has different sizes of products, they might have different shippers, and so we'll go through an induction process. So what Steven's going to do is basically, he's going to scan the cart, saying, hey, I'm going to go induct this cart, and then the wearable is going to say, okay, scan the shelf of what he needs to load up, and then the handheld will say, load up this size of shipper into this location, he puts it in there, scans it. Basically, we're just loading up and getting the cart all prepped for the tour that it's going to go on. So once he's done, he basically says, take this cart, scan the tag on the floor, and that's going to trigger a robot to come pick that cart up and go out to the field and start picking.
So now, Matt, the whole time the robot was out doing some other task,
Yeah.
right, essentially. Right? So it wasn't just waiting for the cart, it wasn't already on the cart, it wasn't waiting for that work to be done, it wasn't waiting for the human to be done, right? When the human was done, now the robot becomes available, now it's ready to go, right?
You got it. Because all of the work is directed through the wearable, we can switch the modes of operations for individuals from induction to pack out to picking, based upon the needs of what's happening in the solution.
All right, awesome. So let's go in and take a look at the picking.
So Amanda's got a wearable just like we saw at the induction station and a ring scanner, and basically that wearable is telling her the location of the item to go pick. She finds the item that's in that location, she scans it to confirm it, and on the wearable it shows where she's supposed to place it. She scans the location where she places it and goes on to the next pick. So what's really cool about what's happening here too is, so all of these particular orders are in this cart.
Right.
As soon as she's done picking the orders for this cart, she can immediately go down to the next pick. There isn't any wait for another robot. She basically goes right down to the next pick in the next location. Just down here, it's going to be picking to the next cart. That next cart is already there. And then this cart here is going to start moving forward, and it'll get ready for the next pick. It's actually going to go around here. There is no wait between the last cart picking and this cart picking.
So we saw the induct process, we saw the picking process, right? And now the end of the process is the unload. So tell us a little bit about the unload side.
Yeah, so just like what we saw, the induct and the picking, all of the unload process is done through the wearables. So basically we scan the locations of what orders have been picked, and then Beth unloads the item, and then once the items are all unloaded, we basically scan the cart and scan the floor and say, this item is done and unloaded. Sometimes just serendipitously, you'll get a lot of robots that'll come to the pack out station. For us, what we'll do is the robots will drop off that cart and then get right back into production. So they'll go pick up inducted carts. And so we don't have that wasted time of the robots waiting in line to be unloaded. Basically, we've got a very inexpensive cart that will be parked there, and then the operators can unload it from there.
Yeah, I think that's great. And further emphasizing that maximizing the utilization of the robots themselves, right?
Absolutely, that's exactly why we're doing this.
Typically from like a setup perspective, like would you recommend that basically Amanda handles like this zone? It's kind of a zone picking situation.
So it's not a zone-based picking.
Okay.
It's actually better than the zone-based picking. So our
better.
It is. It's way better.
Nice.
So what we do is, we look across all the orders that we receive from our customer, and then we say, we know geographically where all those orders are to be fulfilled. And so what we'll do is we'll plan a tour that's optimal for the given products that we are giving to Amanda.
Yeah.
So, so we look at it from a geography perspective, and we say, hey, these orders in this particular area are ideal for Amanda to go pick, and so we'll give her the tour that's in this area here.
Okay.
Basically, she will follow a path that has been predetermined by our order planning software. So we optimize that route based upon knowing where all the products are, and then we can group those items across multiple different carts to increase the overall pick efficiency of the picking operation.
Interesting, yeah. And I think it's really smart, definitely. And I want to take a walk over here because I see that we can see on the big screen exactly what she's seeing on her wearable as well. And I'll say, one of my, because I've seen the previous video, I picked with this before,
you're a
right?
pro. 2 minutes and you were up and picking.
Definitely. Very easy to use, but one of my favorite things is the visual indications on the screen, right? So why don't we take a walk over there and let's talk a little bit through that as she kind of picks her.
What we've got here is exactly what Amanda's saying. So this is the beginning part. Next time she's at the next location that's shown up here, she's going to go work on cart 9, which is right behind us.
Yeah.
When she's at that location to go pick, she hits I'm here, and then it'll tell her what to pick and how many to pick. So she's just doing that.
Yeah. And I think the thing that I love about it is the visual indicators, right? I mean, this is like a visual representation of what the shelf looks like itself, right? You have 4 boxes on the shelf. It's telling you exactly the right position to put it in. It's telling you when it's full, it's green, right? And when it's full. and then it's easy to confirm, it's easy to know, not only from reading what it's telling you to read, but also from a visual perspective as well.
Hey Amanda, can you make a mistake?
I can.
Perfect.
All right.
Yeah, from a visual perspective too. So she's done everything right, but now she's like, oh, I scanned the wrong location, and so it's
what
like,
happened over there?
don't do that. Oh, you picked the wrong one, not that one.
Yeah.
It's this one. And then she's off to the races again. So super user friendly,
Right.
easy to train, and it takes a couple minutes. You put the handheld on and you walk this through once or twice, and you're good to go. You're an official warehouse picker.
Yes, super easy, and I've done it myself, definitely, as you guys may have seen before. It's super easy to get trained on, and I think those visual indicators really help in that workflow too with the Zebra device wearable on you too. Really helps to make sure that process flows and the training is super easy. So now Matt, tell us a little bit about the robot itself, because this is a new robot for you guys, right?
Yeah, so the robot itself is new. It's got a heavier payload. We have it able to connect up to the carts. It's got a longer battery life, run multi-shift operation. We've got other sensors on there to make navigation better in a brownfield site, to be able to use these carts in more narrow aisles. The overall solution here is like all of these things in combination make this solution much more cost effective for our end customers. Because our robots have longer run life, you don't need as many on the chargers. Because we can drop the carts off at induction and pack out, you don't have the wasted utilization of the robots just waiting there to be unloaded or loaded up. They're back into production. Because of the efficiency of the tours that we plan, our pickers are very efficient and we get through the orders much quicker. And so all of those things in combination actually allow us to have a very fast return on our investment for our customers. And like I said before, it also opens up the market to customers that haven't necessarily been able to use AMR technology in their picking operation.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's great the way that you've thought about it, and that decoupling, right, of the robot and the cart as well to maximize that utilization like we talked about earlier.
Right.
And I think really creates that efficiency, from everything from the Zebra wearable to the way you've thought about the robot and how it interacts with the worker, or doesn't wait for the worker. There's no waiting involved to get that maximum utilization. I think is a great thing. So. Yeah. Anything else we should know?
We should actually just talk about the team and the approach that we use too, because
Sure.
when we engage with our customers, we have a team of sales engineers and sales leads that will really engage with our customer and understand their operations. We go through a pre-engineering process to really understand that the AMR technology is the right technology for them. And then we have our services team that will go out and will deploy turnkey these solutions. So map the facility, annotate all the locations of the products, work with our customers on the 2 minutes worth of training on the wearables,
Yeah.
get everything set up. The setup is quite frankly very lightweight, so it's all cloud-based software. So all of the robot direction, all of the picking direction is done from our Symmetry software that sits in the cloud. We'll leverage our customers' Wi-Fi. We have very lightweight communications. We'll do a Wi-Fi survey as well, just make sure there's no dead spots and that kind of stuff in the facility. So it makes it very seamless for our customers to go from a manual operation into a robotic picking operation.
Yeah, and I think that's such the key right now, especially as we see more and more companies wanting to embrace automation and figure out how can they get robotics into their fulfillment centers to be able to tackle some of these challenges that they have around labor, or just trying to keep up with the throughput overall. And I think the fact that you've made something that's much more accessible for a wider market, I think is a great thing for the industry. And definitely, happy to get another look at it, and happy to hear about the great feedback and positive feedback you've had here at ProMat 2025. So if people are interested in learning more about the new solution and how to maybe get it in their fulfillment center, what's the best way to do that?
So you certainly go on to zebra.com, and we've got the robotics section. You can learn about that. You've got a great detail in your podcast as well.
All right, awesome, Matt. It's great to catch up with you. Good to see the solution, and good to see the positive feedback as well. So we'll put all the information at thenewwarehouse.com, and you can also check out our previous YouTube video too for a deeper dive as well. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning into today's video here on our YouTube channel, The New Warehouse Podcast, and I appreciate you tuning in. If you liked what you saw, make sure you subscribe to our channel, and if you like this video in particular, make sure you like it as well. And if
if you want to get this great t-shirt that you see in the video behind me, Warehouses Are Sexy, head to warehousesAreSexy.com and get your own.